It's a big day for India. The temple and the Ram temple in Ayodhya, the big one, the foundation stone has been laid by the Prime Minister today. And of course, many dignitaries were present. Among them, of course, the focus is on the people who are now going to construct the all important Ram temple in Ayodhya. And among that list, you'll find the architects of the temple, the Sompuras, who have a traditional family history of making temples both in India and abroad. And joining us right now to tell us about the plans as they are going to play out. The architectural plans have been drawn up by the Sompuras, and one of them is joining us on ET Now today. It's Ashish Sompura. Great to have you with us on ET Now. It's been a big day. You were right there in the midst of the action. Tell us about what you saw today.
Yeah, it was a great day. It was a proud moment for each and every Indian, and being a part of the architect, people are part of a Ram Janmabhoomi. It's a great feeling out there. Yeah.
So tell us how it played out, the entire laying of the foundation stone. Not too many people in attendance because of the kind of COVID crisis that we are struggling with. But for those who were present and you saw it up close, tell us how the sequencing of the events took place.
Yeah, it was a great thing, and they made it arrangements are so good. But the thing is, because of the pandemic, they like just separated the PM's visit and everything. And we are sitting on another mandap, but you can see the live what is going on there, as you can see, like that only.
Mr. Sompura, you're traditional temple architects. You've made more than 200 temples here and abroad. Tell us how the Ram temple in Ayodhya is going to be different from any other temple you have worked on as architects.
Yeah, like we have done a lot of temples in India and abroad, but this one is a special in two different things. Like it's an have an octagonal shaped garbhagriha, which is very rare, which is not built anywhere. Normally, it's been square, but this is octagonal because of the Vishnu. The Ram is avatar of Vishnu, so the garbhagriha where the Ram Lala is going to be situated. That is octagonal, and again the shikhar is octagonal. That is completely different, and the width of the temple is really fascinating now in this particular case because we have increased the floor area by increasing three more mandaps in the older design. So the width has become so massive, and because of that the whole temple looks really huge and gorgeous.
We can't wait to see how it turns out eventually. But I believe you started work on the architectural plan for this temple in Ayodhya many, many years ago. In fact, your father was helming it. Tell us about the kind of modifications that the plans have gone through over this long period of time. How long has it been since you've been working on this project?
It was almost 30 years. Like first, my dad has designed the first design on in 1888, 89, 90 with VHP, with Ashok Singhal and all the stuff, other guys. But the thing was, at that time, the prediction, the footfall, the everything was completely different. And after certain this 30 years of struggling, and it's going to be done or not, the dilemma is going on in between, and finally it is going. So in the Nrupendra Mishraji's guidance, like the whole committee, the temple committee has said, like, no, at least we want a little bit bigger size of a temple than this. And the thing also coming up in the mind was like in last 30 years, this model has been projected and it's been published so many times that people in their back of the mind, how is going to be the Ram Mandir? So Ram Mandir kaisa hoga? It's like going to be like this only. So you don't want to change the whole scenario of the temple and just want to extend the temple in a floor area wise. So what we have done is just extended their older design in like a little bit of width, two mandaps. There was only two mandaps in the original design, Garbhagriha, Gudu Mandap and a Nritya Mandap. Now we have designed Garbhagriha, Gudu Mandap, Nritya Mandap, Rang Mandap, and on the side of both the Gudu Mandap, there is one Kirtan Mandap and Prarthana Mandap. So this is the way we have increased the floor area, so more people can be accommodated in the temple.
And that's going to be the need because this is going to be monumental when you talk about tourist destinations. You talk about the faith that people have within this temple complex. It's going to draw in a lot of crowds, and I'll come to that point in a moment. But tell us about the working relationship that you will have to strike with L&T, or you would have started that process already. Because is it going to be easier working with one company compared to the three contractors, which was the original arrangement? How is that working arrangement going to play out with L&T?
Yeah, it's nice. There's not a problem with the L&T because they are also professionals and we are working as a professional. So I don't think so any problem is there. Yeah, only the thing is we need to be working out with them a little bit more because they are not acquainted with the temple, traditional temple architecture. That is definitely there. But it's okay. It's not a problem. We can work it out. We are working out right now with them because we already done the foundation design with them also.
So when it comes to temple architecture and temple construction, one imagines that it's very different from any other kind of construction, but perhaps you can tell us more. Why is it so different, and what do you need to approach differently when it comes to temple plans and their construction?
Temple plans and temple planning is completely based on Shilp Shastra. Each and every dimension is based on Garbhagriha dimension and which direction it is facing. If it is facing eastern, we have to take certain dimension. Each and every dimension is based that way only, with the height also, with the levels also, with the layers also. So you have to follow in the planning in that. And another in the construction business, like in the construction wise, is completely a solid stone and just a brickwork. It's not steel is not going to be used in this. So that is the biggest problem with this kind of a company, which is they are acquainted with the steel, RCC work and all this stuff. So I have to make them understand like no steel is going to be used there. Only the stone structure will be there. The huge stones will be placed one on another with the male female joints and everything. And again, these companies are a little bit more cautious about the earthquake and all that stuff. So we have to make them understand like how we are going to consider those things also in the construction matter and how we solved it. So this is the only one challenge we have to do it. And the construction is normally you can see all the in many years, many temples have been there and they have faced many big earthquakes also, many big pandemics also, but they are surviving properly. And the same way, the construction techniques are is the same as years ago. The same technique we are applying right now also.
Mr. Sompura, the original plan was that it would take about 3.5 years for the completion of this mega project. But now that you consider the kind of delays that would come in because of the crisis that we are in, how long do you think, how are the timelines looking, and how are the plans going to play out in terms of the levels at which you are going to complete construction? How is that looking?
No, like even in this case, we are going to complete in 3.5 years itself. We are not going to because that technology has been also there nowadays. The CNC machines are there. A lot of work can be done on the CNC machines, and few other things in done manually. So we can complete it by easily in 3.5 years.
And what are the different levels of completion, the kind that you planned so far and targeting, and how much time can we expect, like the plinth level, etc.? How is that looking now?
Look, right now the almost the foundation design is almost complete. So after this puja, now within 10-15 days, the material and everything has been piled up there, and the foundation work is going to be there. So at least 3 to 4 months in 4 months. I think they're saying 4 months, 3 to 4 months in completing the foundation. And as soon as the foundation is there and the of a lower plinth is not yet finalized, but the upper plinth can be already done. The 70,000 cubic feet of work which has been done earlier in 92 to 96, that is lying there in the Karyashala, which we are going to use that. So it will be very easy. The installation will be very fast after the foundation has been laid down, because 70,000 of the cubic feet which is right down there, it is of a plinth and ground floor mandover and the first floor mandover, means wall. So the installation can be very fast.
You told us about the sanctum sanctorum, and that is where the maximum uniqueness comes in. But tell us about the columns and the spires, and this style that you are following, which is the North Indian style, the Nagar Shaili style, as opposed to the Dravidian Gopuram style. That, of course, comes with a certain design element. But how differently have you approached the Ram temple in Ayodhya?
in Nagasheli, as I said, like in Self Shastra, each and every dimension is based on Self Shastra. We can't do much on that. Even in the Dravidian style, there are rules and regulations for the dimension. The only thing you can predict out something different is iconography of the temple, and that are the Murti areas where we are having in this particular temple. We are having 16 murtis, 16 murtis in one column. So total of 300 and more than 300 columns we are having over there. So just imagine how much iconography will be there on the column itself. Even again on the wall, we are having iconography of the Ram, Vishnu temple. The whole, I think, we can provide the whole Hindu iconography on the temple itself. So that much, that is the space which we have planned for.
Also, in a post-COVID world, our world is going to look and feel very different from what we've experienced in the past. How many devotees and visitors will the temple be able to hold once it's constructed? And has any kind of changes been made, keeping in mind physical distancing norms that will play out for some time in times to come? So, as far as the latest plan is concerned, how much adaptation have you had to do, keeping the immediate future in mind?
Yeah, this is as I said, like the older temple was only in 16 to 18,000 square feet, and right now we have planned of 30,000 of a square feet of area. And again, we are into planning to have a complete corridor around the temple for the pilgrimage to wait and go in a queue, wait. So that again, that corridor will help to cater the more people while coming. And we are just thinking of 80,000 to 1 lakh per day after its completion.
We wish you great luck for this project that you've taken on. Already there is this massive heritage that you bring to the table, which is exactly the reason why you are the architects for this project. It has come with its challenges. There will be more in the future. But of course, we expect a great looking monument that India can be proud of. Thank you very much for sharing all your perspective and thoughts about how the temple is going to look. Mr. Sompura, pleasure having you with us.